Hello everybody and welcome to the tutorial on how to use the Ionstrike mod that I've been developing for Palladium 1.20.1. Shout out to LCF Pro for recreating Dan TDM's lab. Decided to borrow it today for this showcase. So there's two main basic currencies essentially. You have the turbo shards, which are dropped when mining diamonds, like so. The chance is increased by fortune. And turbo energy, which you get from smelting down rotten flesh, which we'll come check on that later. Alright, turbo shards are craftable with 8 turbo energy and 1 lapis. Turbocharged circuits, also crafted like that. The turbo core, another very important item, crafted with a vibranium flux capacitor, 2 circuits and 2 shards. Alright, so to actually get started and get the powers, you're going to need an empty matrix, which can be crafted with 6 titanium and 2 tinted glass. And then you combine that with a circuit, core, and some energy to actually get the transformation matrix. Now, right-clicking it does make you blind for a few seconds. At the end of the blindness, you now have the Taconian powers. So these are all upgradable with the turbo shards from before. So, you gain the ability to turn your energy into turbo, the item. You gain a laser, you gain a stat boost, and you gain the ability to manually charge yourself. So if I crouch M real quick, you can see I've started to build up energy. So with this energy, you can use it to fire off lasers like such. Damn. And give yourself enhanced stats. But as you can see, it does drain your energy.
Narrator, narrates all. Narrator, off.
So once you have started to build up, you will continuously build up energy forever, or at least until you find a way to control it. And holding a core in your offhand does increase the speed at which you charge. If I was to come out here real quick, if the bar ever reaches 100%, well, so it's going to be important that you keep using your energy before you spontaneously combust. But what if you don't want to build up energy forever? Well, the first thing you have to do is you're going to have to find one of these structures, which is an ultralink meteor. It's got some titanium, vibranium, and inside you can find an empty ultralink. Now these spawn in every biome, but they are pretty rare, so don't be discouraged if you can't find one. With that empty ultralink, you can then make steel. His crafting recipe is on screen now. So to use steel, you have to be at full energy, or near full energy at least, and you have to be holding him in your main hand, and then you simply right-click. So, as you can see, and you now have the basic suit. So, you've got steel, you can right-click, you put him into your chest. There's meant to be a glow layer there, but not for the moment, because in the latest update of the mod, we now have customizable suit color, or at least the glow layer. So you can select from a variety of different colors for your suit. All cosmetic, but yeah. So as you'll notice, I can't really do much, and that's because I don't have any of my abilities unlocked. So coming in here, you can see mode select, which you need experience for. So if I just give myself 1000 levels, I can unlock mode select, which allows you to transform in between different modes. So holding V, you can see that all of them are locked. Well, how do I unlock turbo modes? That is through the core system. So you craft a simple memory core, the following ingredients, and then each of the different modes has their own core that you have to use to unlock them. The whole mod is compatible with JEI, so you can use that to get crafting recipes. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to use /ability unlock all. Alright, so holding V, you now see we have a whole host of different modes, which disables the suit, and works with your different suit colors. So if I was to select purple, now, bottom ability detaches steel from your suit. When he's detached, you're unable to switch modes, and yeah. But what can you do with steel? Well, if you shift right click, you can throw him into a good ring, and he explodes, dealing a reasonable amount of knockback before flying back to you. To put him back in, you simply right click while holding him. So you may have noticed that my second ability is locked, and that's because it's the weapon selection wheel. So first thing you're going to want to do is select a weapon, and then you actually need those weapons. So the crafting recipes are on JEI, but after I destroyed my things, they're not here. So you get the turbo sword, or it's you grab the sword, master, and lash. What you can do is, you see, because I've selected the sword, I now have the ability to store the sword within the suit. So if I change that to blaster, store blaster, lash, can store lash, and yeah, if I do end up adding more, those will be right there. So once you actually have an item, a weapon in your slot, you can activate it, and you'll be granted the item. With the sword, you have to pop steel out of your chest, hold him or the sword in your offhand, and just right click, granting you the turbo sword, which is compatible with better combat. If you want to separate him, you can shift right click, or you can just click V, which will put him back into your suit, and put the sword back in as well. Blaster is a bit of a placeholder for the moment. It just behaves like a Minecraft bar. The lash is still a bit of a work in progress, but what it does is it lets you shoot basically a lightning bolt or energy at enemies, and it does slow them down over time. So that's that. Alright, let's have a look at the different turbo modes. First mode, you're probably going to want to now, as the name suggests, this gives you the ability to fly. Also grants you full damage immunity. So, the second ability is a boost ability, which basically lets you launch yourself into the sky. And the third ability only activates when you're fast flying, and that is a boost ability that lets you fly faster. So if we return to the lab, it's just V to transform back. Now the bottom ability allows you to absorb water. The second ability grants everyone around you water breathing and puts these bubble particles around you. Scuba can also swim really fast. Place to be testing it. Pretty self-explanatory. It has the ability to turn itself invisible. As of yet, unfinished, although the model is in the game. Mode, as the name suggests, grants you the ability to clone yourself by clicking B. I don't know why the lines are there, but they are, and I guess it helps you tell them apart. By also shift top ability, you can detach steel. and then you'll look more like one of your clones. Though you can't transform back while steel's detached. N simply deletes your clones. Very possible. Mimic mode, that's one that's going to be coming later to the public release, so I won't show it off here. It's basically for spying on people. You get toggleable night vision and thermal vision, allowing you to see entities nearby. As the name suggests, is speed.
Narrator, narrates all.
For the moment,
Narrator,
it's
narrator,
just a
narrator,
toggle, although I will
off.
be reworking it to be a scroll bar system. While running, you can also go in and get a temporary speed boost. Alright, strength mode. Strength mode gives you a bunch of increased armor, attack damage, knockback resistance, the works. Third ability is Exo Strength, which basically buffs your stats, your health, your damage, etc., and gives you this glowing armor. Second ability activates your drill arms, by then using the first ability you can toggle them on and you'll destroy whatever you look at while breaking the block. Bursts makes you really big. Second ability lets you shoot laser beams. Third ability lets you go even bigger, although there probably isn't the space for it. You also gain a lot of increased stats. Second to last, as the name suggests, shrinking, growing. It's a custom mode I made, same with Recon and Mimic. So you can get pretty small. I'll let you fly. Textures do start to bug out after a while. Mode. Which gives you increased size. By toggling on the second ability, you extend your arms and you can either left or right click to shoot flames, or both. This shoots a hotter beam, which deals more damage. If there's stone like such, it'll actually melt it and turn it into magma. Third ability is a fireball. Sometimes it does get stuck, so you can actually use your beam to push it along. And yeah, that's about it for all the content. More is planned and is coming in the future, but that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching.